young people are making their voices heard in the effort to give peace a chance.
And joining us now to talk about an upcoming Youth Action Festival are high school students Gabe Berry Caulfield and Peter Callahan. And we welcome both of you to the program today.
Nottingham and CBA respectively.
All right.
City and suburb.
Getting
right?
a pass out of school for a little bit this afternoon.
Sir.
Well, and I got to say that they were very concerned about that. And
Well, they should be.
They did ask to, they were very concerned about that. Being, now, what year are you in?
I'm a senior.
And I am too.
You are too. Are kids, young people, kids, youth, is there any conversation about the war and what are kids?
Oh, definitely.
What are you guys talking about?
Well, I think a lot of teens are concerned about the draft lately. That's probably
Oh, really?
one of the
Definitely.
biggest concerns, because the reality of the situation is we would be the ones fighting. If the draft is reinstated, we would be the ones drafted. So that's one of the big concerns.
Also, the stuff in the news about like the terrorist action in Iraq and stuff here, and also the whole issue now with the prisoners that have been mistreated and stuff like that. Mostly what the major news networks feed the public is what kids are talking about.
Really?
Yeah, and then their opinions then are a lot of times based on just what they hear from a 20-second news clip or something like that. And so I think that people are talking about it because it's major news in our country right now, but the big problem is that kids aren't always properly informed, and there's also this level of, like, especially in suburban schools, somewhat apathetic almost, because they kind of, their life's happy and they're doing pretty well, and the draft isn't instated now, so.
So tell us about what Youth Empowerment for Peace is all about.
Well, Youth Empowerment for Peace is a group that was started about a year and a half ago by JD students, and
Janesville DeWitts.
Yes, Janesville. And we met a lot last year talking about getting involved and working for socio-political justice and being involved in our community. And then we decided to get this festival together, the Youth Action Festival, Drop Beats Not Bombs, and that's currently what Youth Empowerment for Peace is working on. Do you want to add anything?
We're just trying to raise the level of awareness of issues that mostly directly affect us in our political climate today.
Pete mentioned before the level of apathy among youth, and we just want to really encourage youth to get involved in their community and be involved in things that they feel strongly about, and maybe if they are uninformed about something, get involved a little more.
So is this an anti-war kind of effort among you guys, or is this more get involved?
They're hedging a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
Most of us working on this are, for the most part, against the armed conflict in Iraq.
Right.
We're not necessarily at this point against the occupation, but we do feel that there should be a UN force there instead of just purely American troops putting their lives on the line for not really our country's security more. Now it's the security of Iraq and its people. And I think those people deserve a chance, but yet I think the whole world, the global community in general, should play a role in supporting Iraq right now.
One of the things also with this festival, some of the groups that we invited were political parties of all the political parties. That we invited members of the Republican Party to come and table if they wanted, as well as the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
We're not supporting any candidate. We're not supporting the Bush administration, and we're not supporting Kerry. We're not endorsing any party. We just want
But
kids
you
to
are
get involved.
for peace. I mean, that
yes,
is.
that is the. We are for peace.
We're for peace, and we're for justice,
Like I said,
equality,
peace, but I mean,
fairness for everyone. Yes.
Specifically, I mean, you want to see a peaceful.
Yes.
You want the war to end. Number one, number two, everybody wants that. But you basically want to see peace reign and
change.
And change.
Ultimately, change. I think that's one of the only ways that peace will come around right now is through change, and youth. Supporting this change. Youth have always been the ones to change things.
So I'm glad to have you. We're glad to have you on to add your voices to this, because often you hear a lot about how youth feel that their issues and their voices aren't being heard. Important for you to put this together.
Well, thank you for giving us an outlet to express our voices.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. Well, we're not ending. I just wanted to stop and say that. But go ahead. You wanted to say, Pete?
Not much really. I think she covered it pretty much.
Yeah, well, because what I was going to ask you is, how did the two of you come to this place? You usually, I'm not saying usually, but high school is a time when we're kind of, you're not thinking these kinds of thoughts typically.
Well, we come from very different backgrounds. We were just talking a little bit about that previously. what brought me here to this ultimate point, I guess, would be about a year and a half ago, I decided that I really needed to be really involved in what I believed in and getting my voice heard. I grew up around the anti-war movement during the first Gulf War, and my parents were really actively involved then. And I sort of, through middle school and that time, I sort of shied away from that. And then I felt that it was really important to get involved and talk about what I felt was important in the world. And
That's not your story, huh, Pete?
Me, on the other hand, I got more involved with political justice stuff like that and social justice through Amnesty International at CBA, and I'm now one of the leaders of the Amnesty chapter there. And so I've done work with them in the past. I've kind of been a voice in some publications about change politically and socially throughout the world and our country. And I've also done some work with Labor Religion Coalition and groups like that to try to help child labor and anti-globalization stuff, because I think that everyone deserves a fair chance around the world.
I see a voice emerging here in
Yes,
Central New York.
exactly.
All right, Pete, let's tell our viewers where this festival will take place, the date, the time, the place. It's Youth Empowerment for Peace, Sunday, May 23rd from 1 to 5 in the Thorndon Park Amphitheater. Call the Peace Council at 472-5478 if you want more information. All right.
Good luck. Have a good festival.
Thank you very much.
you.
Barry Caulfield and Pete Callahan, thank you both for joining us.
And that will do it for today. Thanks for joining us. We, of course, want you to tune in tomorrow. We'll talk a little politics with the Onondaga County Republican Chair, Bob Smith.
Find out why it seems our computers are more vulnerable than ever to those nasty worms and learn about efforts to combat a rare disease. I'm George Kilpatrick.
And I'm Dave Valesky. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Production and broadcast of Our CNY is made possible by the members of WCNY.